let's get to Hillary before we get to any more of the super chats, because we got to plow through this stuff. Big Bump gave a lot to cover. What's Hillary saying? I have a clip, actually, of this. Hopefully I don't get censored for it.
Again,
Copyright.
being miserable as ever. She's a miserable lady, a miserable female. And every time she speaks, every time I see her speak, every time I see her post on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, it's miserable. Something. She'll retweet her baby picture or younger picture when she, as for birthday, as being, I was supposed to be the first woman, whatever, this thing, president or whatnot. But in it, Hillary says that President Trump 2024 would be an end to our country as we know it. And can you just play it?
Yeah. I have the View tweeted this, and let me just go ahead and play the video. It's clip 52, I believe. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Listen to Hillary on with the cackling hens on the View. The View tweeted this out on X. Here it is.
View, right. What, in your view, would happen if he were to be reelected?
Oh, I can't even think that, because I think it would be the end of our country as we know it. And I don't say that lightly. I hated losing, and I especially hated losing to him because I had seen so many warning signals during the campaign. But I immediately said, look, we have to give him a chance. We've got to support, the president we have. And I meant it. And I tried really hard. And then literally from his inauguration on, it was nothing but, accusing people of things, making up facts, denying the size of the crowd at his own inauguration. And everything that I worried about, I saw unfolding. And so I think that he'd be even worse now because he was somewhat restrained, believe it or not, in the first term by people who he hired because he thought they would go along with him, and they stood up to him. And so now he is going to, if he were ever near the Oval Office again, find people who have no principles, no conscience, who are totally tied, to his fortunes, literally, and therefore would do whatever he said. And so the wreckage is almost unimaginable. When I was Secretary of State, I used to talk about one and done. And what I meant by that is that people would get legitimately elected, and then they would try to do away with elections and do away with opposition and do away with a free press. And you could see it in countries where, Hitler was duly elected.
That's right.
Right? And so all of a sudden, somebody with those tendencies, those dictatorial, authoritarian tendencies, would be like, oh, okay, we're going to shut this down. We're going to throw these people in jail. And they didn't usually telegraph that. Trump is telling us what he intends to do.
We need to listen to
Take him at his word. The man means to throw people in jail who disagree with him, shut down legitimate press outlets, do what he can to literally undermine the rule of law and our country's values.
He will use the military to stop protesters.
Yes, you're supposed to use the military to stop rioters. That's interesting.
Man.
Do away with opposition, the free press. Throw people in jail who disagree. Shut down the free press. Social media is the free press. Talk about being what you are accusing others of wanting to do. That's Hillary. That's the liberals. That's the government.
Yeah.
That is these cackling hens on The View. They have the dictatorial mama spirit, shut you down. Evil.
Everything they say that someone else is doing, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She was trained by a communist, right? Wasn't she trained by a communist? I saw in, speaking of Dinesh D'Souza, my favorite American historian.
I don't know specifically. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. I can't recall. And maybe if you say a name, I'll be like, oh, yeah, maybe. That's what it is. Yeah.
Let's see.
Because I don't know if I've seen
Rules for Radicals guy. Saul Alinsky.
Saul Alinsky. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, she was trained by Saul Alinsky.
Yeah.
Who was also like an Obama type of person.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yes, he was.
That's wild.
Yeah, they're all Weather Underground, Bill Ayers, all those same bubble,
Right.
bubble, all the same commies. They run like birds of a feather. They
Yeah.
flock together for sure.
And then they dress up in suits.
She has a Mao suit on.
She has a what suit on?
Mao, Chairman Mao
Oh
suit
yeah,
on.
true.
That's her favorite.
She's all like bundled up, kind of like you know who else started to dress like that toward the later years? X-Files gal Scully. She started
Did
to
she?
dress more like covering up.
I
Too
never
much.
watched it, so I don't know.
Okay. Oh yeah, because it was a white show.
Back then, maybe that's why.
Well, I mean, it was just, you probably weren't just not interested in
Right. No, yeah.
sci-fi.
That was like
mess.
that 96, 95, 96.
Yeah.
In that time frame, I wouldn't watch anything like that. Maybe The Simpsons, and that was it.
Right.
Anything. But yeah, anyway. Yeah.
That's funny.
I
But
didn't
she had that same sort of
Did she?
stocky, pudgy, bundled up look and kind of getting older
Okay.
and kind of put together still, barely. Because Hillary in her younger years was, mildly attractive.
Way more decent looking than that.
Yeah. And now she's just looking haggard
Yeah.
and acting haggard and just bad attitude. Like you said, sore loser.
Yeah.
Man, she must be miserable. I mean, look at how Bill Clinton used to be kind of fat and pudgy, and now he's just a skeletal,
Right.
sucked dry
Yeah.
old man,
Yeah.
looking like death.
Death sucked. I mean, life sucked right out of him.
Yeah, she used to be the thin one. Now she's the fat one.
Uh huh.
But
Yeah. She's I had realized like she's living in the past.
yeah,
She can't get over that losing, which she shouldn't have been in that political position anyway.
yeah,
She wouldn't have to worry her little head about it, right? Yeah.
right. I'm reviewing what she said with captions on the Twitter thing.
Mm-hmm.
It would be the end of our country as we know it.
Right. Yeah.
Our country's already
gone.
ended as we, the boomers, I identify with the boomers, know it. You know what I mean? Like, you just
Yeah.
covered how we don't have, it's not merit-based
Yeah.
anymore.
Right.
She brought up accusing people of things, making up facts. She made up the Russian collusion thing out of nowhere.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
she didn't.
Well, she helped
With
push
the
it
help
along,
of her, the
Steele.
the Steele, and she brought up how 17 intelligence agencies
Okay. Right. Okay.
said that he had Russians helping his campaign,
Yeah.
and probably there on some level they were, right? That's
that's typical.
lying with facts.
Right.
It's using facts. I almost wore my facts are not truth.
Right.
I thought that that's what this was for a second when I pulled it out of my drawer this morning. These people are the ones who make up facts, like, voter ID is racist. That's
Right.
said as a fact, or that's in their imagination.
That's
It's
what they use,
and
yeah.
and yes, it would suppress the black vote disproportionately if it's going to suppress any vote. It would suppress the black vote disproportionately because I guess they for some reason don't have IDs as much, and so therefore it's racist because of the results make it racist.
Right.
Not the motive, the results. The motive is integrity of the elections for voter ID, right? Obviously.
Right.
And of course, we want to suppress the idiots from voting, right? We don't want useful idiots who are brainwashed to believe
Yeah.
insane things to be the ones voting and making decisions about the direction of the country.
Right.
What else did she say? Oh, she brought up lying about the crowd size. Like that
Oh,
matters. You bring up a lie that matters.
She's determined to find something and to keep pushing the narrative on
Yeah.
and on and on. Who cares?
Talk about eggheads that bring up
Right.
stuff that doesn't matter. That's kind of like when he said 2 Corinthians. The
Oh,
egghead fake
right.
Christian said, "Oh, I know he's not a real Christian because a real Christian would say 2 Corinthians."
Right. Yeah.
Whole lot of normal, simple Christians
Yeah.
say 2 Corinthians. It's
Right.
It's not something to look down on him for because his point was unity. Where there is liberty, there is unity. He said Liberty University, and we should be united.
Right.
He made a great deep point about Christians should be united. Unite. But they missed it because they were hung up on 2 Corinthians. Talk
Yeah,
about who's
right.
shallow
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's what
man.
they, penny pinch and I'm gonna take this and run with it.
Yeah.
Just distract from the point he's making.
Right.
They don't know what point he's making, but they're stuck on one little aspect of something that was said.
It's kind of like earlier on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, Jesse made the point that they make the illegal women or immigrant women who are here legally drop anchor babies here in America, and they're supposedly citizens, so that they can come and so that they can become citizens or stay here or have an excuse to get back here or whatever. That is the broader truth is that that's the motivation.
Right.
Self-interest, ego, and better life for my kids, fakeness. But the nitpickers will say, well, actually, Jesse, they're not citizens.
Right.
And it's tough to become a citizen. Like, and then you have to jump all through this rigmarole. But the reality is, they are getting special treatment.
Right.
Their children do get the
citizenship.
and the illegal children get all kinds of special treatment too. So effectively, Jesse's right, even though he's factually wrong. Big picture, forest, he's right.
Right.
Trees, he's wrong.
Yeah.
But they can't see the forest for the trees.
Right. And that's always the case too. It seems like that's literally the case for every situation. And the actually crowd,
Right.
They'll nitpick
Actually.
on everything.
The Reddit bros.
But like I say, the big picture is something that people overlook, and that's the simplicity. Is the big picture.
Yep.
In a sense, that's just the sky view, the 35,000 foot view is the simple.
Yeah.
The simple.
And that's what
answer.
Trump brought. He brought the simple truth.
Yeah.
And they could, and he would say unfactual things, or you could call it a lie, or you could call it inaccurate or imprecise, but it was true.
Yeah.
Crazy.